Alright guys, welcome back to the Monday Market Report for the week ending December 10th, 2023. I want to thank you guys for tuning on in. I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound, and we're going to take a look at some of the hottest post-1900 modern era of US graded coins to have sold this week, all coming from greatcollections.com. They are the authoritative source right now as far as auction houses go for a lot of the coins that you're going to see here today. Now, the market, by no surprise, it's starting to slow down as we head into the final 2 weeks of what I consider like that Christmas period. The big auction houses, they're all kind of pulling back on throwing some of their big marquee pieces out there because the market just simply slows down, and that's a regular progression every year. But we have a list of 21 incredibly pricey, valuable coins that we're going to talk about that maybe you guys should know about. There's a few of them in here. You never know. You might actually have these in your collection, and there's actually a fair amount of varieties. Roosevelt dimes making another big appearance here this week. There's a lot to love with this hobby right now as it's being invested in. Registry sets are just simply growing and more people getting into it. We're just seeing a domino effect all across the industry, and it's, again, no better time to be in it right now. All right, so we're going to take a look at the last 7 days. Everything just ended last night, so that's why I have the week ending December 10th. And it's going to be a lot of fun to take a look and see what's happening. All right, quick little calendar of events. Okay, this is effectively the last week of Blue Ridge Silverhound Whatnot auctions. Heading into the new year, where we're going to be taking an extended break that spans nearly 18 days. So, if you're looking for some last minute gift ideas, we'd have the Stuff the Stockings $1 start coin auction. That's going to be happening here tomorrow, December 12th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on the platform Whatnot. I'll show you guys how to sign up if you haven't done so already. But most importantly, you guys know that we do a big holiday giveaway right on Blue Ridge Silverhound's channel. This year, we have it both on the platform Whatnot, which is going to end up being about 40 different lots. It's going to be huge. It's open to everyone. That's going to be on Friday, December 15th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. But also wanted to throw out there that on the 18th, which is Monday, that's the following Monday, we will have the live coin Q&A holiday giveaway event as well. All right, which is going to be all giveaways. We're just going to have a really good time, whatever platform you decide to do, or if you wanted to double dip and double your chances, you could certainly do that. I have compiled quite the awesome list of coins to give away this coming Friday. So come on down, join up, and let's go ahead and break some bread and have some fun. So in the event that you're not signed up on this platform, have no fear. Down below in the description box is the referral link that you could use to sign up. And if you sign up under me, great news. You get $15 in-store credit that you could use right away. You can even use that $15 in credit to buy a few coins, and it'll end up being free. You just never know what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of affordable auctions that are going to be happening this coming Friday, courtesy of Blue Ridge Silverhound. So hope to see a few of you there. And if not, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everyone. All right, let's go ahead and jump into these great collections, auction listings. Thank you guys again for your support. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this 1979S Lincoln Memorial Cent. This is the well-known Type 2 mint mark. This features a clear S mint mark. And again, they show up on every single coin for the proof set of 1979. You can find them on the nickel, the dime, the quarter, the half dollar, but as you guys know, the clear S Type 2 mint mark is more valuable on the Susan B. Anthony dollar. but you can't really downplay the importance of this particular mint mark variety, even on some of the other denominations. Now, we're dealing with a perfect 70 grade full red by PCGS, and it's deep cameo as you would expect. This is such a beautiful coin, and one of the big ones here this week in the Lincoln Cents. This one ended up selling for $2,972.25, which is no small amount of chump change. That's a good amount of money for a coin like this that traditionally you could pull from a Proof set that's worth about $7-8. So it truly represents a good cherry picking opportunity on coins that are generally very well struck. The next one that we have here, one of my favorite varieties. I found scores of these at all various different types of condition. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is actually a really nice graded example of a 1954 D over D repunch mint mark variety. This is the FS501 in the Cherry Picker's Guide, and it's also a late dyed state as well. NGC actually graded this one as a mint state 67 red. All right, pretty nice. This one, there is a registry set for Lincoln Cents that also includes varieties, so maybe this one fills a slot there as well. This particular one sold for $1,040.62. Another big marquee variety, and I've never personally found one of these. I'd like to say my time is coming due, but I'm currently selling through all of my wheat cents, so there might be an opportunity for someone else to find one of these gems, but it's the 1946 S over D over mint mark variety. Pretty cool. FS511 is the Cherry Picker's Guide catalog number for this one. PCGS actually graded this one to mint state 66 red. All right, it's one of the finer known grades of this coin. And again, when you get a magnifying glass, you get in close to that mint mark, there's no mistaking it. You can actually see the Denver mint mark under that S. This particular one sold for $2,109.38. Such a great coin. We do have a pair of Steelies. Coming up here first is a PCGS graded mint state 68 43S. This one features what I consider to be kind of like PL surfaces. You can kind of see that on especially the obverse of the coin. But this is such a huge grade. However, it's not cat green bean, which we have seen other examples with that. And they sell for a boatload of money. This particular example, again, probably intended for a registry set, but there's going to be some of the higher end kind of deep pockets collectors that aren't in the registry set that will want this. The steel cent in general is a widely collected piece in U.S. type because of, its 1 year shot composition with the zinc coated steel. As you guys know, the U.S. Mint rationed all the copper and nickel for the war efforts, so they had to do something, and this is the byproduct of the switchover. So this one right here sold for $2,925. These things have been incredibly consistent in the secondary market, and I just don't see them dropping anytime soon. And same goes here with this one, a 43D this time, but you'll notice that this one has more kind of satiny finish. And that's Denver Mint for you. They're just well known for having some of the better quality type pieces coming from any of the three branch mints. Now, a different grading company here. We noticed that CAC-G has been making somewhat of an impact in the graded market. A lot of these coins have been selling well above and beyond what normal PCGS and NGC graded coins of the same numerical value sell for. So this one right here, by no mistake, this one ended at $2,250. Again, it's a stunner, and being one of the first top pop graded coins with a CAC-G grading company, this one is going to be heralded for a long time. Let's say 10 years down the road, this one makes it back in the market. It's going to be one of the earliest high graded steelies out there. this one's going to have so much more attached value over the long haul. It's going to be crazy to see this one grow. 1937D, this is just an absolute bomb for a registry set. You know, Mid-State 68 red grade through PCGS is where you want to be. That's the King of Kings level for this type of coin coming from the 30s. And don't get me wrong, again, Denver minted coins in the 30s were very well produced. This particular one ended up selling for $6,187.50. One of the bigger ones here this week. And we're back to varieties, folks, and this is the FS101 1936 Lincoln Wheat Cent. This one is a huge one, just massive doubling in the date, Liberty, and you could also see some of that in the motto as well. It's a Cherry Picker's Guide variety. It's in the red book. This one's very well known, but very few of them are found in Mid-State Red. This one, NGC grabbed a hold of, and they awarded it as a Mid-State 65 Red. Looks fair enough, you know, for that grade. And this one sold for $4,614.49. Again, another massive coin. And, you know, varieties are another way that you can take advantage of this market right now. If you have one that's from the Cherry Picker's Guide and they're an absolute beast of a grade, but you're a little hesitant about getting it graded, you might want to consider it. You know, it's certainly worth a shot. This one is a 65. You know, a similar graded non-variety probably sells for about $25. So you would have to be like a Mid-State 68 in a 36p to be able to earn the kind of price tag that this one sold for with the variety. 1919D, I believe this is the last Lincoln Cent on the list. Now this one, this one's very nice, you know, but by no means is it the top grade for the state. Now, as we know, Lincoln Cents from the teens, they all look nice. They're very well struck. They have a lot more better beard detail on Lincoln's face than you normally would in any other decade. Now, PCGS graded this one Mid-State 65 plus red. This one has multiple cross different applications for typesets, registries, investments, you name it. This one sold for $3,544.88. Again, I love the look of these teens Lincolns when they're this nice. All right, we do have a few nickels on tap here today. We're continuing on the Variety Express with the FS 801 1945p Jefferson nickel, our good old Silver Wartime buddy right here. Features some pretty decent doubling on Monticello on 5 cents and a few other devices on the reverse. You can see some in America as well. The C and A are particularly knotted up with some doubling. This one, NGC graded as a 67. However, there are no full steps on these, which a lot of them don't. All right, so you know, the ones that do feature full steps are quite scarce and they're incredibly valuable. This one right here sold for $1,040.62 here this week. We also have this 1943D. Now this one is more of the registry set style. Mid-State 68 with 5 full steps is what's featured as a grade on this one. And that's all courtesy of NGC. All right, but you'll also appreciate some of the light, kind of like milky steel blue toning on this coin, which is kind of par for the course for this composition, which kind of gives it a really nice ghostly look to them. This particular one ended up selling for $1,300.50. You know, again, these are quite popular the same way that the steel cent Lincolns are today. You know, the different composition, the way that they tone. A lot of them are so sharply struck with the full steps, and they are a joy to collect into. And we also have a few Buffaloes. They are Roman today, 1931S, the second lowest mintage out of the entire series. This one is not only underrated, but it should never be ignored. You could buy a really nice mid-state example, save for the 66 plus here, which is such a nice grade. But you could buy, you know, an appropriate Mid-State 64 or 65 for a few $100s and feel really good about it because of the low mintage of the coin. Now, this one right here is a 66 plus. It's well above and beyond what kind of like our average sensibilities are for affordability on this coin. This one sold for $1,181.25. Again, this is not a top pop grade. I believe 68 is a grade that everybody chases for because that's a 5-figure coin all day long. We also have a 28D. Again, we're getting toward the tail end of the tougher dates of the 20s. We usually see a lack of luster, and the strike can be a little bit better on some of these coins as well. This one right here, PCGS graded as a 66. It's got nice original color all throughout. They're not offending or bright. Very, very subtle on this one. And it's also got a CAC green bean as well. So it's been kind of like double certified if you want to see it that way. This one sold for $2,025. Again, it's not the highest grade. It's a great collector piece. It's a great one for type, investment. Again, there's a lot of different buyers for a coin like this. And that's why they generally perform really well in this market we're in. And, for a lot of us that are quite new to the hobby, take note. I've talked about this coin quite a bit. Now, it's a 1916 Buffalo nickel, but you wouldn't know it just by looking at the date because it's worn off. However, it is the famous doubled die obverse. This is the FS101. And you got to think to yourself, well, if the date's not there, how the heck do you know it's the doubled die? Well, there's a few very strong indicators on this coin. Take a look at the buffalo or the Indian's nose. The two feathers there are very well doubled, and they're unique and exclusive to this date, which makes it a snap to just go into dealer inventory and dealer stock and simply cherry pick this coin. There's a lot of dateless buffaloes out there. 1916 is one of the more common dates. From coming from the teens. So it's just going to be a matter of finding that one example that has the doubling on the feathers and the nose and the mouth area, the chin. This thing is wildly doubled. So this one, PCGS graded as fair too, a low ball. And you guys would be surprised that this one in this grade sold for $1,576.12. Now, if that's not enough incentive for you to go and cherry pick one of these for yourself, I don't know what is. This is like instant money right here, and you should not ignore it. All right, coming up next, we have a 1915D Buffalo nickel. Look how well struck these are. This is kind of like the early history of the Buffalo nickel series. This is when, the U.S. Mint took pride in the new designs. This thing had only been out for 3 years at this point. But this is a great Denver early minted piece, quite scarce in high grades. Of course, if you're going to be looking for this raw, best of luck. They're virtually non-existent. A lot of the ones out there have been cherry-picked through and graded. Mid-State 67 is again a tremendous grade on this one, and it did sell for $8,157.38. Again, that's an NGC grade sticker right there. Beautiful coin, man. This is a kind of like a bucket list coin, a teens high grade. Denver or San Francisco, they're getting quite pricey, and that bucket list might be more of a pipe dream than anything else. 1977 Roosevelt dime. Okay, the couple of dimes that we have here today, excuse me, by the way, are all kind of, these are some of the more random coins that are like, wow, a 77 Rosie business strike. Roosevelt, what the heck is this thing doing on the list? Well, it's here because it's a nice, subtle, pastel-toned example, and it's very well struck. It's a 68 full torch by NGC. Believe it or not, there are registry sets for Roosevelt dimes. So this is going to be a necessity for any of those top-flight sets. This one right here sold for, wow, did I read this correctly? $1,282.50. all for a coin that is clad. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, nobody collects Roosevelt dimes. Yeah, this is the proof positive that that is anything but the case. At 50 AD, man, what a common date. Now, this one admittedly has some toning on there, you know, more of the olive, green, yellows. You know, again, it's not for everyone. You know, the olive kind of murky look to it can turn off certain people. But to the collecting world, the registry sets, the grading companies, you know, that thick skin on there, really preserves the overall appearance of the coin, and that's why they generally grade very high. Mid-State 68 full bands through PCGS is the grade on here, and this one sold for $1,689.75. 1945D, boy, this thing is crusty. The toning on here has developed through many decades, and that's what collectors love. And this one, no exception. Again, not for everyone, but the Mercury Dime series in general is one of the top 5 most widely collected series, bar none. Beautiful, striking. The wing cap Liberty is, you know, has grown and aged very gracefully to a lot of collectors, and a lot of new collectors are taking notice. This one right here sold for $3,780 in a 68 full bands grade, which is quite tremendous, but at the same time, not surprising. 45D is a very well-struck year. 1926S. Now, if you're looking for a rarity, this is the one right here. And rarity, in the case of strike designation, you generally don't see these with full bands. And that's why they are kind of like a top 10 most valuable Mercury dime. I actually did a video many years ago about the top 10 Mercury dimes to have sold. All, of course, with split bands. A lot of them from the teens, but also the 26S was on that list as well. This one right here, check out that grade. It's not a 67 or 68, which we've grown accustomed to seeing. This is a 64 full bands. You know, to some, a very pedestrian grade, but the price, $9,112.50 was the final result on this one, and it's not slowing down. Try and find another one like this. You might have to wait a year or longer. Now we're coming down to the wire here with a few quarters. Now quarters have been heating up a lot. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to my other Monday market reports from the last 3 to 4 weeks, but there are some coins from the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s that all of a sudden are just blowing out here at such ridiculous auction realized prices that it's certainly, at this point, we ought to take notice of it. Because, again, the Washington Quarter Series is quite popular, but at the same time, it has its ebbs and flows. It's not like the Lincoln market, where it's constantly at the top all the time. Washington Quarters can be hot one week, they can be cold for a couple weeks, and then come back with a vengeance. And then now, like kind of like out of the blue, you know, after we've seen some pretty good strong activity over the summer, now we're kind of back into it here, leading up to Christmas and to New Year's. How about the 2020 West Point Marsh Billings Rockophilia? You'd be feeling this coin, I'm telling you. And, you know, the West Point series in general has been a hit. Let's be honest. I wish it would come back. I don't think it's going to anytime soon. And, yeah, I mean, this is a mid-state 67, which is a good grade. I believe it's not the top grade, because those sell for thousands. This one ended at $928.12. But it goes to show you the staying power of this particular short series, which they all have very low mintages of 2 million per design. All right, which is nothing in today's collecting landscape. 2 million pieces per coin is a rarity. Yeah, let's be honest. But it's good to see one of these back on the list, and you know, yeah, we're going to continue to see just general strong activity for top flight graded examples of these West Point quarters. And there you go. Case in point, 4070. It's not a date that'll blow you away. It's not like a 32D or an S where, a few 100,000 were made, right? 4070 was made in robust numbers. So, to find one, that looks quite this nice and, I would say approachable to a lot of collectors who are a little bit hesitant about, trying their hand at grading top flight, top pop coins. Take a look at 40s and 50s quarters. They're all very well struck. They all have A++ luster. And a lot of them do come toned. You pull one out of an album that's been sitting in there for 40 years, you have a pretty good shot at a high grade. This one is a 68 through NGC. It does say Stax Bowers. 57th Street Collection, which is, I believe, their main office. So, with that being said, how about $5,175 hammer price on this one? Again, that's just like a regular, normal kind of like elevated price that we've seen on these here in the last few weeks. Could it be more Washington Quarter registries starting? I don't know. But it's exciting to see, and we're going to just kind of ride this one out and see where it goes. And the final coin of the week is this rotated 1919S Standing Liberty Quarter, a very tough date. It's only rotated because that's how it shows in the slab, when it's slightly rotated, and I wasn't going to make it up right side up. I was going to throw you guys a little bit of a curveball on this one. How about Mid-State 64? No full head. That thing is as flat as for days, on Lady Liberty's head there. No distinguishable ear hole, or the hair design's kind of weak. This one is quite nice. And if you were going to kind of like pick a date that has a lot of potential over the long haul, look no further than this one. $7,156.12 was the final sale price on this one. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, comes the end of the Monday Market Report for this week. Videos for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Please do collect and grade responsibly, as always. It's kind of fine print I throw out on all these videos. Thank you for watching this one. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And that's going to go ahead and do it, my friends. You guys have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Come check out those Whatnot auctions this week, the final ones of the year for Blue Ridge Silverhound.